Yo, 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 yo. What's up, all you burner stoners and potheads? This is Weedman 420 with the Weedman 420 Chronicles. How are all you vipers doing out there? Mrs. Weedman.
Mr. Weedman.
How the hell are you?
Fantastic.
You back.
I'm back.
I love it. I love it. She back, everybody. Hey, everybody out there in the world. Hopefully you're smoking some big fat doinks while you're listening to the show. Everybody out there, hope you're doing great. And also, don't forget Mrs. Weedman's Baby at 8decades.com, our online cannabis lifestyle brand store. Check out all of our goods on 8decades.com.
And for those of you who enjoy the show and love Mr. Weedman, we do have a shop with Weedman swag. I want to say swag. So click on the tab for Weedman 420 and you will find some goodies in there for the podcast as well.
Yeah, awesome. Check out 8decades.com, everybody. So, you are back.
Yeah.
You're back.
I'm back.
How was when you were off cannabis for
like 10 days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you were going to smoke on Friday, but you couldn't wait anymore. So Thursday night after we got done recording with Ann, you smoked.
I did.
How was it?
I thought it was going to be a little more eventful, quite honestly. I thought that I was going to be like just blitzed. And I didn't do any like big whammy hits off of the bowl, but I took some good ones. And I just felt great. I didn't feel super. I just thought that my tolerance would have kind of reset itself. I don't know that really happened for me. But it was amazing. I slept like a baby.
You did.
The last few nights, I have slept better than I've slept in probably months. So maybe in some way, the cannabis did, like my tolerance did diminish because it is being a lot more effective for my sleep patterns.
Little TB break.
Yeah. All in all, it was great.
Now we're back at it.
I don't think I'd ever do 10 days again. That was a stretch.
Well, I have my smoking partner back.
I'm back.
Super happy. I missed it. I missed you. I miss smoking big fat doinks with you every night. So, but it's been good. So we're going to smoke. And we were given this cool little nifty, I guess you want to call it, new item I've never seen people doing in the cannabis industry. But someone we met through an event we go to, brunch of stoners. Mm-hmm. Felix and his wife Elena. We dropped off some goodies for the event, the brunch of stoners event this Sunday, and he gave us some stuff to smoke. And he gave us this chillum. It's a pre-packed chillum.
Super cute. Has a little lid on it.
Has a little lid to keep it. Yeah, to keep the has a fresh seal cap. Has a flower chamber, the cooling chamber, the smoke twist, and then the mouthpiece. It's a chillum. If you've smoked a chillum before, you know what I'm talking about. If you haven't smoked a chillum before, that's what I just read.
But it's a small chillum, like a pocket chillum.
Yeah.
And then having the cap is pretty cool.
I think the cap is great, so nothing leaks out. You take a hit, you say you're going about your day, and you want to keep it in your pocket. You put the cap on so nothing falls out. You don't get any ash in your pocket or any of the weed losing it. It's friggin' genius. Yeah, and it's probably, I would say it's the size of a dog walker, like all the weed that's in there, like a small, like maybe like a half gram, maybe in a full gram. I don't know. I think it's a half gram.
I would say.
I think it's a half gram. So, but they gave us, and thank you very much, Felix and Elena. Appreciate the gift. And this is Mac 1. So Mrs. Weedman.
I like Mac 1.
Yeah, you do. So Mr. Weedman's going to smoke while I read a little about Mac 1. Okay. Also known as Miracle Alien Cookies X1, is an evenly balanced hybrid of 50-50 created as a back cross of iconic Mac strain. This celebrity child takes the beloved effects of Mac and amps it up a notch to a whole new level with super lifted feelings while you flying higher and higher and higher and higher the more that you toke. The high starts in the head with rushing euphoria that fills your mind with an expansive happiness, gentle easing away negative or racing thoughts and replacing them with creative motivation and pure happiness. That's great for Mrs. Weedman because she wrote 5 pages of creative notes the other night. Friday night, she ate an edible, and I've never seen Miss Weedman just sit there and write her like 5 pages of just notes of what she wants to accomplish in the next 6 months to a year. Pretty good stuff. So, a relaxing body high accompanies the cerebral lift, keeping you tethered to the world below as your mind soars higher and higher into outer space. In combination with its super high at between 20 and 23% is the average THC level, these heavy effects may make Mac 1 perfect for treating those suffering from conditions of chronic pain, mood swings, chronic fatigue, depression, chronic stress. I love it. This bud has a classic sour diesel flavor with a spicy herbal overtones that are accented by sweet citrus. The aroma is very similar, although with heavy pungent overtone that lingers long after your final toke. Mac 1 buds have rounded, fluffy, dark olive green nugs and rich purple overtones, thin orange hairs, and a coating of tiny white crystal trichomes. Effects: creative, euphoria, happy, motivation, relaxing, uplifting. Relieves symptoms: chronic pain, depression, fatigue, mood swings, and stress. Flavors: diesel.
Yep.
You got that gas.
Oh, yeah.
Herbal, sour, and sweet. And then aromas are diesel, herbal, pungent, sour, and spicy. Spicy.
Diesel.
Yeah.
Yep.
Your taste buds
Pungent.
are working.
They are.
Pass
For
that
the
over.
moment.
Ms. Weedman's gonna say hello to everybody out there in the
Hello,
world while I
everybody.
rip this chillum.
So back on that whole tolerance break thing, yes, I have been sleeping better. I would say prior to the tolerance break, I was still stirring in the middle of the night, and I haven't been this week, so that's great. And the other thing, Mr. Weedman mentioned that I ate an edible on Friday night, so that was my first edible, so that was 11 days. I hadn't eaten any edible cannabis since the tolerance break started, and I wasn't quite sure how that was going to be. That I felt like I was like Wonder Woman. I had so much energy. I don't know. It was partially the fact that I feel good. I'm alive. That's great. So maybe it's like this little post-traumatic clarity and energy spurt because I was like thinking about funerals and okay, so if I do die, this is kind of how I want things to go. And all right, I got 15 years. Good. I know I got 15 years in me. Let's figure out what we're doing in those 15 years because we need to retire and we need to have fun and we need to travel and we need to do things and we need to give back and we have blah, blah, blah. I mean, my mind was on fuego. It was not slowing down. And so I'm like, I think I need to get some pen to paper here. And shoom, boom, boom. I had these like very calculated details of what we need to do and kind of proactive steps. And oh my gosh.
Did you hear that? Did you hear that, everybody?
It was
what
great.
we need to do.
Yeah.
I love it. She was writing down goals for the both
I'm
of us.
helping out Mr. Weedman too.
What we need to do.
What we need to do to make my plan happen. Hey,
I love you.
teamwork
I
makes
got
the
you.
dream work.
I got you.
it's all for a bigger, better
Yeah.
cause, right? Retirement. God, guys, I don't even know how many people our age. Retirement is different, right? I mean, like our grandparents, my grandparents. I had grandparents until I was in my 30s. I was very fortunate. 40s.
40s.
Sorry, even
Yeah.
40s. I'm very fortunate, but also had to see those grandparents pass and suffer and be sick, and it was just special. I was very fortunate to have 3 grandparents into my 30s and 1 left in my 40s. Right? That's pretty cool. What was my point?
I don't
I'm
know.
high.
You're
really
high already?
hang
You're
on.
talking about retirement.
Retirement. Yes. My grandparents retired. And when did they retire? Well, number one, they looked like grandparents when they were about 30. That's weird. We've really changed in the way that we put ourselves out in the world, right? No more roller sets and holiday sweatshirts when you turn 30, right? That's a good thing. Those are both really good things. Whew. But the other thing is that you just worked. You worked and you saved and you lived modestly. And that's also, let's not get into economics. You just worked, right? And then you retired. Everybody just retired when they were 60, or 65. They didn't have to keep working. But now that we live longer and it costs more to do that because there's all of these ways to keep you alive, and now there's all of these places to live that will help you stay alive and stay healthy. It's freaking expensive. I can't even get my words out. And so now that we're living into like our mid 80s is very normal, right? We're living into our 80s and 90s, not into our 70s and 80s. There's like a decade more of life. So we're not going to be retiring at 65. It's just not a thing anymore. Unless you figured something out when you were really young and started packing away, or you made good investments, or you had big successes, the general public is not going to be retiring in their 60s. And then it's all about this like forward thinking. So, oh my God, I had to get those thoughts down when they came passing through, and they all made so much sense about what we can do and how we could build a business and how
it was
this can
good.
evolve. It was
You
like,
wrote down some good notes. It was
this
awesome.
is real. We got to get this shit down on paper. So have a little tolerance break and then eat. What was that? Was that a CBD?
No, that
It
was just a straight THC.
Straight THC.
Yeah.
Whew. It was an uppity strain.
Had some
And
good terpenes in
man
there.
alive. I had mental clarity. I had that little, kind of like a runner's high. I've never had a runner's high because I'm not a runner, but I hear you get a high. It was like that post, traumatic experience high. Like, I am here. And that mixed with a sativa. Oh my God. I was just going. And I'm really going right now.
Yeah, you
this
are.
is another sativa. Go
Yeah.
ahead, Mr. Weaver.
No, it's a 50-50 blend. It's just
Is
a good
it?
strain. Yeah, it's a nice strain. I like it. I will say, thank you everybody who sent me and Mrs. Weedman some DMs.
Yes,
I
thank you.
appreciate everybody out there for doing that. You uplifted me, and you uplifted Mrs. Weedman and made us smile. So we
Thank
appreciate
you.
all the DMs and the love. We love you back. Thank you. So, just got done watching White Lotus, second season. I found out we're the third season where they're filming it
I
at
heard.
Thailand.
Yeah.
That's going to be a good
They
one.
think. It's not for sure.
We'll see. But I did like season 2 a lot. I'm very sad that one of our favorite characters passed. Not mentioning any names.
Don't even
I
go
didn't
there.
mention names. So, not a spoiler. But it was a good season. I don't know which one I like better. Shoddy says she likes season 2. I said I like season 1, but season 2 was good too. Season 2 had a lot of like mind twist,
Yeah.
like to keep up with.
It was a little maybe more complex than season 1.
Yeah, I think so. So the mystery of it all and trying to keep track of all the different stories was a little bit harder on this one than it was on season 1.
Yeah.
But they were both very good. And then we started Succession, the first episode. Wow. If you haven't watched Succession either, so fucking good. Oh my gosh. Still wears really nice jackets. They all wear really nice jackets.
Like, good clothes.
Nice jackets though.
Yeah.
So the only thing I noticed in the clothing, because I don't really pay attention, but when I saw the jackets,
hats, glasses, always coordinated.
Yeah. Yes, the jackets are very
And then
cool.
the colors that they wear always are coordinated into the set wherever it's taking place.
But good first episode. Really enjoyed it. I cannot wait for episode 2. And if you're watching The Mandalorian out there, this new season, phenomenal. So that's Mrs. Weeman doesn't watch
I don't
Star
watch
Wars at all. So she's not into fantasy. She's not into anime. She's not into space movies. But she's into me. So thanks.
Oh, that's cute.
So, yeah. And I'm looking forward to going to brunch of stoners on Sunday. But you want to know why?
Why?
Because this is your birthday week.
It's my birthday weekend.
Yeah.
It's gonna be fun.
We're going to celebrate it at brunch
Yep.
of stoners. It's going to be
Can't
fun.
wait.
And then where we're going after that?
And then we're going to, in Chicago, there's going to be a flea market. It's called the Oddities Flea Market. By the time this airs, it'll be here and gone. But it's this Saturday and Sunday, and it's like oddities, like skeletons and weird old pieces of historical artifacts. There's anatomical curiosities,
We're going to be
taxidermy,
extremely high going there.
jewelry,
you know that,
and we're
right?
going to be so high going.
Oh.
into it. Even just to look around, it's going to be so fun because I think there's like a tarot card reader there.
I ain't going to that high.
It's like a whole experience. It's a vintage market. So that'll be fun.
Yeah.
And yeah, we're going to be pretty high.
So happy birthday, Mrs. Weed, man.
Thanks.
You ready to get the show started?
Yeah.
Let's do this. This article, I posted it yesterday, and I don't understand what is wrong with people. I'm just like scratching my head, like I want to hit my head. A babysitter records herself sharing a joint when a 1-year-old child. This is coming from down in Florida, and the cops said this. So this is Brandington Herald, Tuesday, March 28th, 2023, March 27th. So, a teenage babysitter is facing a felony charge after she filmed herself handing a 1-year-old child a cannabis joint or a marijuana joint. Deputies in Florida said the 70-year-old babysitter was watching her friend's 1-year-old daughter in unincorporated Largo, the Pinellas County Sheriff's Office said in a news release. The babysitter recorded herself putting a cannabis cigarette inside the 1-year-old girl's mouth, according to the release. The child then inhales while the lit marijuana cigarette is in their mouth, and the embers begin to glow brighter, deputies said in the release. After the child inhales, the babysitter removes the joint from her mouth and smokes it herself, according to the release. Deputies responded to a report of the incident on March 23rd, where the babysitter denied putting the cannabis cigarette into the child's mouth, but did say she smoked cannabis near the 1-year-old girl. On March 24th, the babysitter was questioned again, and she admitted to handing the 1-year-old the cannabis marijuana cigarette, according to the release. The babysitter faces 1 count of felony child abuse and was transported to Pinellas Juvenile Assessment Center, according to Sheriff's Office. Cannabis smoking, I mean, we all know this. You don't give a 1-year-old a cannabis a joint to smoke.
Right.
I mean, absolutely fucking
awful.
not. I mean, anybody.
It's crazy.
That's just absolutely fucking. You just everything we've been fighting for, is to
right. You do shit like that
to stop the stigma.
It sets everybody back.
Everybody out there that advocates for cannabis and is fighting for legalization across this country in every state and federal government, and trying to stop the stigma and free the plant. This is just like
you take
us 2 steps back. Mm-hmm. I'm just like, yo, how stupid are you?
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
I'm with you.
Are you just complete fucking just? What are you thinking?
Mm-hmm.
I'm just still to this point. Oh man, come on now. Coughing, you cough,
yes.
Especially when you smoke vapes.
Yep.
Not so much when you. I mean, if you hit the bowl really hard, I mean, almost.
I cough in the morning if I smoke a vape the evening before. I don't cough so much while I'm vaping, but the next day I just do feel different. Yeah, you want me to go on with this?
How do you stop coughing?
Right. This article is pretty cool. It is a product-driven article, but it's pretty informative and interesting. So enjoy your weed without coughing. The folks at Cough Shield are on a mission to make cannabis smoking and vaping cough-free by making the cough that weed causes a thing of the past. Here's a familiar scenario. You start a nice toking session, but 2 puffs in, and you're plagued by a tickle in your throat that grows in intensity until you can't hold it anymore and break out in a fit of coughing, which further irritates your throat and lungs. Besides being uncomfortable and embarrassing when in company, it is also exhausting and certainly not great for your lungs. Your session is now quite compromised when all you wanted was to enjoy your weed in some peace. Cough Shield was invented to make this very scenario disappear forever. It's a revolutionary product with a completely new approach to addressing the unpleasant effects of cannabis on your throat. While we all look for the benefits the herb has, like energy, inspiration, mood, mental health, sleep, and pain relief, one thing we could do without is the cough weed can cause, even after the first toke and even for very experienced smokers. Coughing is a reaction of your body to any irritants in your breathing passageways. Both smoke and heat can irritate the linings of the throat, producing a reaction from your lungs to expel air forcefully. Once you start coughing, you are much more likely to cough again and again, potentially ruining what would otherwise have been a great session. Coughing is physically exhausting and has the potential to negatively affect your enjoyment of weed. While vaping tends to cause less coughing than pipes or joints, it's still not perfect. And if you want to enjoy weed cough-free, you need to stop the cough reflex before it even starts. This means preventing irritation before it begins. The makers of Cough Shield actually guarantee that you will enjoy your session with peace of mind and you'll be cough-free. One squirt of the delicious tasting syrup, and your tongue soothes and moisturizes your mouth and throat, coating them with a film of slippery elm and marshmallow in a honey glycerite base and preparing them for smoke and heat. So your next joint, vape, or bowl does not feel harsh or irritating at all. This revolutionary new approach and the use of all natural, organic, and beneficial ingredients makes this one of the most innovative products to enter the cannabis world in years. We want to smoke in peace and enjoy it for years to come, so we need to protect our mouth, lungs, and throat. So why did they use slippery elm and marshmallow root? And what other ingredients are inside? Well, Cough Shield is a honey-colored, tasty liquid syrup that coats your throat and mouth before you start to smoke. Its ingredients are all natural and age-old remedies to soothe and moisten, combined in a new way and blending specifically to address the coughing concerns of regular weed smokers. Slippery elm, or Ulmus rubra, is a traditional Native American healing herb. It has been used as a food and for its health benefits for centuries. It can heal wounds, burns, and inflammation, both externally and internally. It relieves coughs, throat irritation, and digestive ailments. It offers superior soothing action and has a very pleasant taste. In this formula, marshmallow root, the root portion of a dainty little flowering plant that has been used as a folk remedy for thousands of years, takes its inspiration from one of the original herbal recipes used to cook sap into a sticky, sweet treat. Marshmallow root is helpful for a dry and irritated throat and helps prevent coughing. It is also beneficial for the rest of the body. It helps repair the gut lining, acts as a pain reliever, and has heart and digestive benefits. Honey is a healing food used by humans since the Stone Age. It is pleasant tasting and has numerous health benefits as well. It has immune supporting qualities, is rich in antioxidants, and fights inflammation. It acts as a natural cough suppressant, outperforming many over-the-counter cough syrups. It has no expiration date either, since honey cannot spoil. Glycerin is an oily syrup derived from vegetables that brings moisture to any tissue it coats, therefore shielding the throat from drying out. Its coating action soothes the delicate mucous membranes. MCT coconut oil, another ingredient, provides a thin film to further protect and shield the throat and delicate mucus. The delicate mucus linings of the esophagus. It is a gentle oil that is used for its moisturizing action. So pre-coating before toking is the way to go to prevent embarrassing, exhausting coughs that get in the way of enjoying weed. Cough Shield was created by a clinical herbalist in the New York Hudson Valley who is trying to help her artist husband, a smoker for many decades, who could not enjoy his daily toke in peace. No matter which method of cannabis consumption he tried, the annoying cough remained. The product comes in an environmentally conscious glass bottle. It's portable and indispensable part of your toking kit. It is increasingly popular at parties since you can pass it around, and then it makes you the hero of the gathering because nobody enjoys dry mouth, scratchy throat, coughing sensations. That was a long description, but it really intrigues me.
Yeah, I thought, even if you didn't buy the product, those ingredients, you could make it yourself.
You could make it yourself.
But also, if you have allergies, check with your allergist to make sure your slippery elm and marshmallow root you're not allergic to either. So, just in case, check with your... Check. Hop latent viroid. I posted this as a major threat to cannabis industry. And some people were DMing me, and I appreciate this because sometimes you don't always know, and people were telling me it's a real thing. And it's happening. So, hop latent viroid infection is a major concern for cannabis cultivators worldwide. This is the warning. The new review article from research of Université de Sherbrooke, Quebec, and Hirosaki University, Japan, published in the Journal of Viruses. The review details the discovery of HLVd in hops and substantially blah, 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 and the cannabis plant provides a brief overview of the extent of these infections in the industry. and others guidance on the prevention and management of infections. Additionally, the research also identified areas for the future research that will help to expand the knowledge base surrounding HLVd and cannabis, as well as key priorities for development in order to tackle the impacts of it. What is HLVd? Viroids are a class of plant-infecting pathogens and are the smallest known agents of infectious disease. The single standard circles of RNA are typically 50 to 80 times smaller than the smallest viral genomes. And unlike viruses, viroids do not have active protein coat. So it was kind of discovered in the 1980s. The later studies shows hops grown in the United Kingdom found that the HLVd infected hop plants appears symptomless. This infection can actually significantly reduce the plant's yield, as well as levels of bitter acid or essential oils content in the hop cone. So it's also affecting cannabis too. So what does HLVd mean for cannabis? In 2019, the first research groups the detection of HLVd in cannabis plants in the USA. In cannabis is also commonly referred to dudding or dudding disease, with symptomatic infected plants generally growing with less vigor. Interestingly, the review article also notes that only a few cannabis cultivators actually show symptoms associated when infected, which implies that the disease severity and symptoms could be a genotype dependent. Although, as the review authors also point, there is no current evidence of any HLVd resistant cultivars. So, preventing the spread, in 2021, experts from the Cannabis Nursery in California conducted more than 200,000 tissue tests on cannabis from facilities across the state, finding that approximately 90% of facilities were testing positive for HLVd, according to the review authors. Around 30% of the plants in each facility show symptoms of infection.
Wow.
Oof. What's next for HLV research? Scientists have identified 2 distinct HLVd variants in cannabis species to date, which differs from a single genetic mutation. The review authors say the further studies looking at these variants are all still needed in order to understand whether or not both of the HLVd sequence variants are able to infect and induce symptoms in cannabis plants. So, the author also recommended that for substantially reasons, it is important to find more practical long-term solutions to controlling this infection. So while appropriate chemical sterilizations and tissue culture propagation can tackle case infection, this can be laborious and expensive for cultivators. Long-term solutions such as possible breeding HLVd-resistant plant cultivars, they argue, should also be investigated. Ooh, that's a big number. So we have a lot of issues as being cannabis business podcast, posting a lot of stuff about cannabis and on social media, and we kind of get like, I don't know, what do they call it? Shadow ban? Yeah, if that's even a thing, who knows? I don't even know. But, I want to go somewhere where it's kind of friendly to cannabis, to the cannabis community. I'm not leaving the social media I'm already on, but I checked this app out. It's pretty cool. But it's fun because everyone's just posting about cannabis and no one's like getting blocked. So it's kind of nice, but it's just unfortunate because it's probably a small platform compared to somebody like Instagram or Facebook or TikTok, or they all have billion users, Right. So this probably maybe has a couple 100,000 or maybe 50,000 or 20,000, but it was nice to check it out and just to throw stuff on there and, and not worry about it because it's a cannabis platform. So it's kind of cool. Go ahead, Ms. Wee Man.
Yeah. So marijuana content unfiltered. Hi There is HIGH there. It's an app, and it's the new way to connect with your cannabis community. Cannabis-focused media and technology company Kaya Now Incorporated announced on Monday the launch of a new and improved version of its Hi There app. The app introduced 3 new features to elevate the user experience with industry-led content, including Rooms, a live chat feature to enable quick connections and conversations between users, Global Stories, a feature where users can share stories with their followers and contribute to global community experiences with photos and videos, Discover, a feature that customizes users' feeds based on their past likes, dislikes, or interests, And over the last several months, we have worked hard to enhance the Hi There app to reach parity with some of the world's leading social media platforms. So we are thrilled to have reached this important milestone. Jamie Solis, the company's chief content officer, said, "We've come a long way from the app's original version, which focused on cannabis-friendly online dating. Today, the Hi There app prioritizes content over connections, providing users with a customized app experience that curates educational media from trusted cannabis news sources and interactive content from leading creators who can use this safe, open platform to grow their following. Hi There doesn't censor cannabis content. Instead, it promotes cannabis products while creating marijuana-related content directed at bettering the cannabis industry and amplifying all of the voices of the burgeoning community." Keeping in mind that cannabis brands and fans alike often have their accounts deleted or banned these days, Benzinga's Andrew Ward interviewed several marketing and industry experts to come up with other options for connoisseurs. Besides cannabis-specific platforms that often struggle to earn a more substantial membership, LinkedIn, Twitter, and Lantern have proven to be beneficial in building lasting connections in cannabis. It's more so for people and not brands, but it's a great place for brands to share their latest press coverage and news. Alice Moon, a cannabis PR and social media professional, said, referring to LinkedIn as a tool for connecting with other industry professionals. Karina Karasev, co-founder and COO of cannabis packaging brand Story, seconded Moon. LinkedIn does an excellent job removing negative stigmas surrounding the cannabis industry, Karasev said. Check out Hi There app, and while you're at it, Eventbrite now has a cannabis event platform called Event Hi. That's spelled Event H-I. Check them both out and get more connected to your local canna community.
Nice.
Yeah. It'll be interesting to see where it goes.
Yeah,
There's a lot of cannabis.
I went on, checked it out. Will I go on it all the time? No, but I'll go on it just because it's people. And I followed a couple other ones too. One that just shut down called Cannabuzz. I like that one too. I used to go on probably like once every couple of weeks, once or twice a week probably, and go on there. But they couldn't afford to stay open basically. So, but I don't know, just something different to where you don't get shadow banned and just following other people doing it. You know, I don't know. Cannabis on San Antonio's upcoming municipal elections ballot. Look at that. And I also heard Austin is opening up a cannabis medical dispensary in Austin, so which is kind of cool. Cannabis lab testing in New Mexico. The control division announced delays in implementing a rule around collecting cannabis products for testing. Great. Bill to buy cannabis at events in Las Vegas. Oh, yeah, that'd be fun. A New Mexico bill would benefit patients. The cannabis program may see some changes under the Senate Bill 242, which seeks to simplify the registration process for payment for patients. That's cool.
That's good.
Yep. Lawmakers in Minnesota passed cannabis legalization bill with revision amendment. Okay. Montana changes its state's cannabis legalization. This one was a little bill. On the House Bill 351 would prohibit cannabis businesses from promoting their brand or businesses in print or on TV and radio or on a billboard. Whatever.
Bullshit.
Whatever. A recreational cannabis bill advancing in New Hampshire. Good for them. And then temporary electronic MMJ cards in Pennsylvania. Sweet. Makes it easy. North Dakota bill allowing people in hospice care to self-certify as medical cannabis patients heads to governor's desk. Sign it, governor. New Hampshire House passes medical cannabis home-grow bill as broader legalization advances. Good for them. The measure, which would allow patients and designated caregivers to cultivate up to 3 more mature plants, 3 immature plants, and 12 seedlings. Now heads, that's good. So you got flow. Awesome. Heads to the desk. Sign it. Let's go. Poor Hawaii. The bill that they passed Hawaii won't legalize cannabis this year, despite Senate passage, but advocates to look to 2024. It's terrible, Hawaii. Come on, man. Got some good soil, grow some good outdoor cannabis. There's a shortage already in Missouri. Because everybody raced over there. They killed it last month. And just the cultivators, it takes time, and there's probably not enough cultivation open up. So it's crazy that they're short wheat, and they're saying there's going to be a price increase by 50 to 60%.
Oh, shit.
And it may take until July for the market to see any relief. Get some shit from California. Get some stuff from Oregon. Get some stuff from the West Coast.
Is there a way to get across the country with weed by only going through legal states?
No.
I
know.
No matter what, you're gonna touch.
Oregon is trying to allow their state to go across state lines.
Right.
But it'll be up to the federal government.
Allow their weed to go across state lines.
So they're already passing that. So this would solve a lot of the problems.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, I think later on in the international news too, Canada has produced so much extra cannabis now again.
Yeah.
Pass it this way. we got some takers.
Mm-hmm.
They're just gonna waste it like they did last year. But Missouri's pretty cool though, because I didn't know this. There is 6% flat tax. So people from here were going over there. And now people from Missouri are gonna have to come back over here for a hot minute. It's just so fucked up. Sorry, Missouri. You'll get it. It'll come. Trust me. Top federal health officials won't commit to completing cannabis review by 4/20, but says public opinion will inform decision. Yeah, sure will. Bipartisan senators filed bill to ease restrictions on industrial hemp. Why even have restrictions on it at all? I mean, I know there's got to be some, but grow it. We can use that here. Grow hemp. Get rid of all the shit that we use, petroleum stuff to make plastics. Use hemp plastic. Use hemp bricks. Stop cutting down our forest and plant hemp because it cleans the soil, gets it back to where it should be because we fucked it up for so long. Man. That's what I got to say about that. New York's Long Island, which I used to go to a lot as a kid, opts out of cannabis retail, limiting options for store operators. Man, Long Island, people want their weed out there too. Idaho, never thought I'd be talking about this for a minute. House introduces late session medical cannabis bill right before session is going to end. House Bill 370, Idaho Medical Cannabis Act, as a personal bill on the floor of the Idaho House on Friday morning. So
slid it in.
Yeah, slid it in, but who knows if it's going to pass or not. This is not the first time they've tried to slide it in. The bill arrived unexpectedly with little fanfare, and it did not appear on any legislative agendas. So, I don't know. They're going to be one of the last states, I think. Kids. How do you keep them kids safe?
Rapping?
A little extra safe, yo. Kids, yo. You all got them kids out there. Hey, keep them safe.
Well, you got to keep your kids out of your stash, right? So take these measures. Many parents use cannabis. Medical patients typically use cannabis products daily. And some parents like to have a gummy on Friday.
Like
after
Mrs.
a
Weed,
long
man.
week, or every day. Every day. Both are I'm changing this. All are valid uses. Use it. And both kinds of consumers face the task of keeping weed out of their kids' hands. This task looks somewhat different for the parent of a toddler than the parent of a teenager. But one thing for sure is they both have the capacity to be grabby monkeys with your pot. Regulated cannabis is sold in child-proof packaging to maintain compliance, but a parent should take further steps to ensure that products don't end up in the wrong hands. Changing out your packaging. Bright colors, fun branding, cartoons can all be found on cannabis packaging. It would be wise to repackage those products. These are also common branding practices for crackers, pouches, and other snacks that my toddler eats. To remove any possible confusion, store your gummies, flour, or pre-rolls in a properly marked container like a cleaned prescription bottle or a cannabis-specific option like I'm throwing a little plug here, like our 8 Decades Violet glass jars, maybe. Keep your weed locked away. The best way to keep kids from your stash is to lock it in a safe bag or a stash box. There are some great options for lockable, smell-proof bags that could be helpful when you have less nosy kids. And then there are stash boxes that are a humidor-like, and they have a lock and key, and that might be better for your very interested teenager who might be getting to your stash.
They'll find a way.
The most secure way to lock away your stash is with a portable safe with a locked stash bag and a prescription bottle, taking every precaution possible. So that's like the layered effect. In a pill bottle, in a smell-proof bag, in a jar, in a safe, in your wall. That's a little much. You might. You
just need a lockbox.
Just a lockbox.
And the 8 decades smell-proof jars, and that's all you need. You're good.
I do like the idea of repackaging. That's a good idea.
Yeah.
For the stuff that would cause confusion. And then if you had a jar that your kid knows is your mom or dad's medicine, or big siblings' medicine, that's a no-go for anyone else. Anyway, it all leads up to a cannabis conversation and talking to your children when you find it's the right time. I guess that's always different for every family, but if you want to avoid these circumstances, the best thing to do is give your children the knowledge to understand that cannabis is medicine and we have to treat it that way. And that's it.
Keep them kids safe, yo.
Yeah.
International news. Here we go again. Too much weed. Canadian cannabis producers are sitting on a mountain of inventory, and it's making some industry watchers nervous. Too much weed. Canadian cannabis producers are sitting on mountain. Send it this way. Send it to Missouri. They get a good price for it, too. Canadian cannabis producers and extractors are sitting on a massive stash of unfinished inventory that is growing so quickly that some analysts are concerned it could crash the pricing. And I'm going to use your word. How do you say that word? Burgeoning?
Burgeoning?
Burgeoning.
I don't know.
Industry. Why would I see this fucking word twice in 2 stories?
Popular word this week. Burgeoning.
Since January of 2019, the amount of unfinished inventory of dried cannabis has nearly tripled, reaching a staggering 328,000 kilograms at the end of August. That compares to roughly 118,000 kilograms 8 months earlier, according to Health Canada data. Health Canada defines unfinished inventory as the amount of cannabis held in stock by the cultivator or processor that is not packaged, labeled, and ready for sale. It defines finished inventory, a figure pegged at 60,872 kilograms at the end of August, as product ready for sale that is held in the warehouse of provincial wholesalers and licensed producers. With sales of dried flower reaching just 13,000 kilograms in August, that means total inventory tracked by Health Canada was nearly 30 times the industry's monthly sales rate. While it's unclear what percentage of unfinished inventory consists of dried bud versus cannabis trim, leaves from the plant that can be used for extract products or even potentially other plant waste, the rapid growth, it's just crazy. I mean, I'm like that's why international trade, cannabis, both got. I mean, geez, not everybody can grow as much as they need to supply. So they're just the traditional market. They let the traditional market do it.
Yeah,
they cross borders with it. Why can't?
Well,
that's what I'm saying.
Right.
That's what I'm getting at. I'm nothing against the traditional market. I love the traditional market. I was a part of it at one time.
Right.
So, but what I'm saying is, though, they do it, so you just and they're not getting taxed on it.
Right. Government can make exceptions for itself.
Right.
Can't it?
Just sign the shit and let's go.
Let's go.
Zurich to legalize consumption and sales of cannabis on trial basis. 2,100 Zurich residents will be permitted to buy regulated doses of cannabis for personal use from pharmacies, special dispensaries, and social clubs across the city. Good for them. Europe's biggest economy moves closer to weed legalization. Germany could be weeks away from introducing a bill to legalize cannabis under sweeping reforms that would greenlight the consumption and sale of cannabis in Europe's largest economy. The EU gave them kind of like the little, the European Commission to use executive arm, adding the bill could be announced by the end of March or in early April. So they give them a little go. Go. Prove us. So the future's green in Germany. And the Chancellor Olaf Scholz, three-party traffic light coalition government, that's a lot of long government, which entered into power in 2021 after 16 years of conservative rule. Around 4 million people in Germany used cannabis in 2021. And a quarter of all 18 to 24-year-olds in that country have tried it, according to Lautenbach, who said that the purpose of the changes was to increase public oversight and reduce drug-related crimes. Okay. Just a little bit of challenges from the EU, but it looks like it's going to go okay. The majority of European countries don't want to go in this direction, but nobody would have thought 10 years ago that Germany would. Executive Director of the International Alliance for Cannabinoid Medicines. Impact on the medical market? Berlin's proposal will have to prove they won't disrupt the country's well-established medical cannabis market. Sale of medical cannabis has been allowed in Germany since 2016. Could be a domino effect. The plans come as cannabis legalization has fallen under renewed debate over recent years. In the past decade, Canada, Uruguay, and recently Thailand have all moved to legalize cannabis. Malta, smallest EU member, 2021 became the first country to legalize personal possession of cannabis and permit private cannabis clubs where members can grow and share cannabis. Germany could be the pioneer and cause a domino effect in this regard. And it all come tumbling down. All right. Go, Germany. Get it done. Snoop.
Yeah.
D-O-double-G.
He's all over the place, right? Doing shit everywhere.
He's been touring
he
like
was just
crazy.
in like Scotland. And
He was in Australia.
Yeah.
Our friend Tez down there got to see him. Was sending us videos. Thanks, Tez.
Well, this is a story about Snoop, and it is about him smoking weed every day. But he says, I never worry about my health or getting older. Snoop Dogg insists he has no worries about his health, despite smoking marijuana every day. The 51-year-old rapper has vowed never to retire from performing. He revealed it keeps him young. Snoop smokes between 75 and 150 joints per day.
When I read that, I was
I mean, think about it, though. He probably doesn't smoke them start to finish. They're burning, like he's holding them. He always has one in his hand.
Yeah, but
he takes a puff here and there.
It's still a lot of
There's a lot of burnout. There's a lot of passing
75 to 150 joints, that's a lot.
That's a lot.
That's a lot.
It's like 5 an hour or something like that.
It's crazy.
That's crazy. Well, anyway, he even has his own personal blunt roller named Renegade Piranha, and she claims to have rolled over 450,000 joints for Snoop since landing the job. I bet she's a good joint roller.
Yeah.
Yeah. I want to learn. Speaking at the launch of his new partnership with crypto casino Rubit, Snoop said, I never worry about my health or getting old. I go to work and have fun. I give people the best experience of their life, and I have the best experience of my life. It's a mutual agreement. It keeps me young. What I do is more fun than a job, and it doesn't have an expiration date. It can go on and on. You can retire as old as you can be, so make the most of every day because every day is a precious day. Money is definitely part of the equation, but everything I do is about fun. It has to make funds and have a fun ending, where everything is beautiful at the end of the day. The Sun revealed that Snoop, also known as Calvin Brodus Jr., could be the surprise musical guest at the King's coronation. The unlikely monarchist revealed he would love to perform on May 6th after a string of stars declined. He insisted, I'm down to perform at the coronation. Make it happen. In a cheeky nod to his smoking habit, Rubit has named Snoop as Chief Ganjaroo. Explaining the importance of being part of the brand, Snoop said, I'm always into the advancement of the world and technology. I'm always trying to be first rather than last. This is a brand new adventure going on in the world, and I've always tried to stay ahead of the curve. I'm trying to keep my foot where it's meant to be. I love the team at Rubit because they're about giving back, not just taking and making money. They give to charity and give opportunities to people who wouldn't otherwise have them. So, interesting. I didn't know about that.
I also read the next day that he did another interview. Who knows if it's true or not. Said he was going to slow down a little bit
with his smoking.
With his smoking because he's a grandfather now, and he wants to make sure he wants to see, you know, so
Next generation.
Yeah, so that's what he was saying. So who knows? But he's Snoop. He's the best.
Yeah.
The GOAT. So Afro Man, I don't remember what month it was, but they raided his house. I think if they raided his house because he was going to run for president, but who knows? But he in his music video, his new music video, he put the footage from the Ohio cops busting through his home. So
Really?
now they're trying to sue.
Oh my god.
Joseph Edgar
Why
Foreman.
can't he? It was his property.
I know.
He can put that out there.
Yep. Joseph Edgar Froman, the Sausage King of Chicago. Wait, wrong one. Foreman, better known as Afro Man, is being sued by 7 deputies. Your face was classic. From the Adams County Sheriff's Office in Ohio for using footage from a 2022 home raid for new music and music video. The rapper became popular for his hit song Because I Got High in 2001. According to the court documents, a search that was conducted on August 21st, 2022 was executed based on a lawful issued warrant. Police combed the rapper's house for evidence of cannabis, drug paraphernalia, and kidnapping related to an investigation, according to the warrant. Adams County prosecutors said they found no prohibitive criminal evidence, and Froman didn't face any charges. I'm a civilian. Then to make matters worse, I'm a black civilian in America. The police department was not designed to serve and protect me. I felt powerless yet angry. These guys can destroy my property, and literally I couldn't do nothing about it. The only thing I could do was take to my pen and sing about the injustice. And to my surprise, it's going over well, Froman told Vice News in January. The 7 plaintiffs listed in the lawsuit are Deputy Sean Cooley, Deputy Sean Cooley, Deputy Justin Cooley, Deputy Sean Grooms, Deputy Lisa Phillips, Sergeant Michael Esp, Sergeant Randolph Walker Jr., and Detective Sergeant Brian Newland. Why is there always a Newland on the force? I never get it. Newland. The video footage showed the officers searching through Foreman's garage, his closet, basement clothes, dresser drawers, and kitchen. They tore down several doors and took money from his home. Ooh. Foreman was not at home during the search, but his wife was, which is even more fucked up. She took footage from her cell phone. The wife's footage and the home security videos were used for Froman's song title, Will You Help Me Repair My Door? In a 6-minute music video. Another song he released titled Lemon Pound Cake was inspired by an officer consistently walking through his kitchen and eyeing a pound cake. Foreman referenced the officer as Officer Pound Cake and used the name to sell merchandise.
So good for him.
Yeah, I fucking think it's great. So the officers stated that they're suing him for unauthorized use of their personas, invasion of privacy, and shedding a false light on the search to the public. They also claimed Froman's actions were willful, wanton, malicious, and done with conscience or recklessness, disregard. And they have received death threats. Each offers to seek $25,000 per count mentioned in the lawsuit.
Jeez.
Froman responded to the lawsuit by saying the video footage was his property. My video footage is my property. I'm a law-abiding, tax-paying citizen who was violated by criminals camouflaged by law enforcement. We are waiting for public records requests from Adams County. We still have not received. We're planning to countersue for the unlawful raid, money being stolen, and for the undeniable damage this had on my client's family, career, and property. I don't blame him. Oh, he's running for president, so everything's going to change everything when he wins. So I'm voting for him. And everyone told me not to vote for Kanye, and I should have.
Oh, get out of here!
I should have, just because the people we have there right now all suck on all of them. But if he runs, or whether he doesn't run, I'm writing Afro Man 2024. In the fucking ballots this year. And if you don't think I'm doing it, I'm doing it. So Afro Man 2024 is going to get my vote this year. So run for president. Endorsed by Weedman 420. I'm serious. I'm writing his name in the fucking write-in ballot. I'm doing it. Because anybody else can go somewhere else. Mrs. Weedman?
Mr. Weedman.
Can I sing you Happy Birthday to you.
Thank you, Mr. Weedman. Thank you.
Happy birthday to you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Happy birthday.
Oh my gosh.
Mrs. President. Happy birthday to you.
Wow. I'm flattered, Mr. Weedman. That was.
Are you more flattered me singing or rubbing my nipples?
The whole picture. I wish that you could all see it. Maybe it's a good thing you can't.
Did I at least carry the tune?
You sounded pretty good.
It sounded pretty good, right?
Yeah, you did all right.
Close to Marilyn Monroe?
No,
Oh, fuck.
no,
All right.
no. But A
Close-
for effort.
Close to Polly Monroe?
Polly Shore.
Polly Monroe.
No. Thank you, Mr. Weedman.
Happy birthday. I love you. Glad to
Love you.
spend another year with you.
That's right.
Whew.
That's right.
Hey, everybody out there in the world. We love you. We need some peace. We need some kindness. We need some love. Those another shooting. We praying. Love you. Much love. Hearts go out. Families. Everybody. Love you. Peace be with you all. As Paulie always says, smoke smart. Puff, puffing away.
Puff, puff, pass.